Do you slouch over your computer, your phone, your tablet? Do you feel like sitting up tall for 5 minutes is very tiring and slouching is actually more comfortable? Do you feel like good posture is one of those things that everyone's talking about, but it's almost impossible to achieve? If you answer yes to all 3 questions, then this is the video for you. Today, I'm going to show you 4 simple stretches that you can do to start improving your posture. It's not as impossible as you think. Let's go! Hi everyone, I'm Melanie, the physio. I'm also the co-founder of Capital Physiotherapy here in Australia. Rounded shoulders are mainly caused by tight muscles at the front because you slouch too often, and because of your rounded shoulder, it creates tightness around the front of your chest. And because of the rounded posture as well, you create stiffness in the middle of your back, and because the front of the muscle is tight, you stretch out your back muscle, and that in turn make your back and neck muscle weak as well. That's why a lot of people struggle to sit up tall for too long, because the back muscle and the neck muscle hasn't been activated for too long, and you don't have the endurance to actually hold them up in that position for a long period of time. A lot of people actually feel tightness and stiffness at the end of their working day, and they just think that that's normal and it comes with the job. So for example, someone who sits in front of the desk all the time, and at the end of the day they feel some neck stiffness, they just say that that's normal. It just comes with the job by sitting all day in front of the computer. Or hairdresser, for example, by the end of the day, they feel tightness around their neck and shoulder. Because I use the scissors all the time, it comes with the job. It is not normal to feel any sort of ache and discomfort by the end of your working day. And do not, I keep telling people, don't put it as a norm for your industry, because feeling discomfort every day is quite debilitating for a long run. You don't feel like you're rested properly. It affects a lot of the things that you do. It affects your concentration. It affects your daily living and your productivity. So do not take that as a norm for your working industry, and let's change it a habit at a time today. Now the first stretch is what we call the open door stretch, and you want to find a corner of the room to do it. Normally I tell my client to do this throughout the day if they're at work, and if they can do it, try to do it during their lunch break, at home, when they come back from home, and also before they sleep. To start off with, you have to open your arms out in the corner of the room. Make sure your shoulder is in line with your elbow so that your elbow is not too low. Now, leaning the chest forward towards the corner of the room, you should feel a stretch at the front of your chest. Now, making sure that you step 1 foot forward towards the corner of the room and push your hip in towards the room as well. You do not want to arch your lower back, because that will injure your lower back over time. So the lower back, try to keep it as flat as possible. You are tucking the hip forward rather than arching your lower back. And move your chest forward and feel that stretched. Hold that there for 30 seconds and do that 3 repetitions. And you can do that as often as you can throughout the day. Now the second stretch, you will need to use what we call a foam roller. I'm going to send a link down below on Amazon and eBay to show you where you can actually purchase this sort of foam roller. The second exercise is what we call foam rolling your mid-back. Now, so because every day when you're working, you're leaning forward all the time. So what we need to do outside your working hour is to reverse that leaning forward motion. So we're trying to arch back instead, because the natural spine movement is to bend forward and back and twist. Yeah. So if you're constantly doing one directional movement only, the other directions start getting stiff. So to prevent that, you just need to even out all range of motion. You need to make sure that your spine is mobile throughout the day rather than just doing one motion all the time. So with this foam roller stretch, you want to put the roller right at the middle of your back, sort of like at your last rib cage. Yeah, and all you're doing is you're arching your mid back and you should feel a stretch in the spine all the way up the mid-back, all the way to the shoulder, and then coming back down again. Now, making sure this exercise, a lot of people do it wrong by arching their lower back too much. You want to make sure that your lower back is nice and flat. We are not moving the lower back in this exercise. We're trying to move your middle back to get the middle back more mobile. So making sure that you feel the stretch at your mid back rather than the lower back for this exercise. The more you can do this, the better it is for your mobility of your spine. Now, to truly change or fix your rounded shoulder, you must first change your habit and incorporate some stretches into the tight muscles, which is what we're trying to show you today. Once you stretch out all the tight and stiff structure, you then need to focus on strengthening to help increase your postural muscle endurance so you can actually sit upright and don't feel tired. To find out how you can improve the endurance of your postural muscle, stay tuned to the end of the video and I'm going to show you where you can get our free PDF that we've created that will teach you step by step on how to strengthen your postural muscles. Now, let's go back to the video, moving along to the third stretch. Now, the third stretch is what we call the hand behind back stretch, and it's a chest stretch as well. So what you want to do, I generally get people to do that if possible at work on an hourly to every 2-hour basis. It doesn't take more than a minute to do them. The more regularly you do this, the more you create a habit into doing it, and you don't actually have to think about it. You will naturally just do them just like brushing your teeth. Now, to do this stretch, you want to close your hand behind your back, straighten your elbow and reach back, looking up slightly and open up your collarbone, making sure that you're not arching your lower back too much. Again, this is a mid-back stretch, not so much a lower back. Keeping your lower back as straight as possible, but I want you to widen the collarbone and opening up your chest and feel the stretch at the front of your chest. Do that, hold that for 30 seconds and then relax. If you can, do that for 2 to 3 repetitions as well each time. Now, the fourth exercise is more sort of a practice for your upright posture so that your body starts to accustom to the new posture, that you're a bit more upright and then you're a bit straighter when you're standing or sitting. Find yourself a wall. Lean back towards the wall, and if you have a rounded shoulder, you will find that your head is not touching the wall. Your shoulder wouldn't be touching a wall as well, but the wall is straight, and that's what you should be trying to aim for, that your back is straight while you're sitting or standing. So, try to practice and feel the sensation of what it feels like to be upright and to be straight, and start to get your body to accustom to this new normal. So lean your head back so that you're touching the wall. Make sure you have a gentle slight double chin on your chin, so you're tucking your neck slightly forward and lengthening the back of your neck. Now, widening the collarbone to make sure that your shoulder touches the wall, but do not arch your lower back as you do this. Make sure you tuck your core in and make sure your rib cage is touching the wall as well. So your head, your shoulder, and your rib cage are all touching the wall. Feel this sensation for a few seconds, relax, and repeat this practice about 5 to 10 minutes every day just before you sleep. And this will in turn get you to learn what a good posture should feel like. And as your body do that more often, it will become second nature to you, just like any ballet dancer who have very good posture. Because from a young age, they learn how to open up their collarbone, how to stand up tall. They naturally would have that upright posture and they don't have to think about it. It just comes naturally over time. Now, these are the 4 simple stretches that you can start implementing today to start fixing your rounded shoulder. If you find this video helpful, do click the like button and subscribe to our channel. That would really help us out. To learn more about progressing from stretches to strengthening, head on to our private Facebook group page at Ask Mel the physio, and you will have access to not only the free PDF for this problem, but also every other free educational booklet that we will have from now onwards. I will be uploading one new video every week. If there's any particular topic that you're interested in, do let me know down in the comment section below. I'll try to make them as soon as I can. Once again, I am Melanie from Capital Physiotherapy. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, happy, and healthy. See ya!